Well, there's good news for parents and children in Delhi. The schools in the national capital will reopen in a phased manner from September 1st onwards. Yes, you heard that right. The Delhi Disaster Management Authority has released the guidelines now for the reopening of schools in the national capital. What are these guidelines then? The guidelines say that a maximum of 50% of students per classroom may be called to schools depending upon their capacity. The DDMA has said schools should prepare timetables as per the occupancy limit of classrooms following the COVID-19 norms. Staff should be deployed at the entry gates to ensure that no symptomatic students, staff or guests enter the school. Hand sanitation at the entrance is compulsory. Mandatory thermal screening at schools' entry gates. No student, teacher, staff or guest should be allowed to enter the school premises without proper thermal scanning and masks. The lunch breaks may be staggered to avoid crowding of students and held preferably in an open area, particularly as the students will be removing their masks while having food. Students may be guided not to share lunch, books, copies, stationery items, etc. To avoid crowding at the time of entry and exit of students, there should be a gap of at least 1 hour between the exit of the last group of the morning shift and entry of the first group of the evening shift in the double-shifted schools. All vehicles like buses, vans used for transportation of students must be sanitized regularly. The head of the school shall ensure that all eligible transportation staff, driver, attendant, etc. are vaccinated, and it should be done at the top priority. All school authorities have to maintain physical distance at all times by ensuring that students do not assemble or gather near entry-exit gates of the school. The head of the school should ensure that students attend the school with the written consent of their parents. Parents are advised not to send their ward to school if he or she is suffering from any critical illness or comorbidity. Teachers are also directed to report to the head of school immediately if any student in their class is found with any symptoms related to COVID. The head of the school should ensure the availability of a quarantine room in case of any emergency. Routine guest visits should be discouraged. However, during an emergency, a parent's visit with proper COVID-appropriate behavior protocol may be permitted. This is to ensure COVID-appropriate behavior like physical distancing and mask guidelines. Students should also be made aware of this through available online modules. Students, teachers living in COVID containment zones would not be allowed to come to schools and colleges, while students of classes 9 to 12 can attend physical classes from September 1st onwards. Classes 6 to 8 may resume offline after a week. However, it is important to note that Delhi Education Minister Manish Sisodia had said that students will not be forced to attend the classes in person and the consent of parents would be mandatory.